So today we're going to work on 2016 Camaro. The other day I had a little bit of rocking issue. I don't know how to explain it. Anyway, the RPMs were bouncing between, I'd say, 700 to 1500, or 700 to 1500, yeah. So anyway, so when I put it in first gear, is a manual 6-speed SS. I go to take off, I let the clutch out, and then it would just take off on me and then die. And then not die like the car shut off, like it would just let off the throttle on its own. I wasn't doing anything. So yeah, so it was real jerky like that. And as I kept driving down the road, I switched into second gear. It would like pulsate a little bit. And I get into third gear, fourth gear, got on a highway, I was in sixth gear, ran smooth. But I could look at my RPM gauge and it would go, it bounced like this. So, try and make this long story short. So then ended up going to a gas station and shut the car off. When I was all done at the gas station, I came back out and I turned the car back on and expecting it to do the same thing again. It didn't. So I don't know if the computer reset itself or what the issue was at the time. So today, to follow with that, so I parked the car. It ran fine, but coming back home, I parked the car. The next morning, I got up, and to let you know, this whole time while this was happening, there was no check engine light. So anyway, the next day, when I went out to get in the car, start the car to go to work, it had a real hard time starting. It would start up a little bit and then shut off. Start up a little bit and shut off. And it was running real terrible, didn't want to start. Finally, by the third time the car started it up, sounded like it was running okay, but the check engine light came on. So I just shut it off. And now I have pulled it in my garage and I'm going to hook the scanner to it. And I'll see what kind of codes we got going on there. Okay, so I'm using the launch scanner. You don't have to use a launch scanner. You can use whatever cheap scanner you want. You just want to find the codes to what they are. And if some scanners, they show just a number, P whatever, or B, or whatever the problem might be, you can always just look that up on Google. And it'll give you some information. Look at a couple different websites with that information, and then try and narrow it down to what the problem might be. They might give symptoms of stuff that's going on, and whatever. What I'm doing is whatever fits my symptoms. You know, it's kind of like a doctor. Got a cold. Car's got a cold, so we're gonna figure out what that is. So just press the button to put the power on. Intelligent diagnose. Diagnose. Alright, so the topology, we're gonna smart detection. So any other scanner, you just hit scan and it's gonna go through it. Wow, 5 ECMs. Engine control module. So stop that beeping, that's annoying. So this scanner here, I like it. It's fairly quick. I've had a couple other scanners, like an Altel, one of the cheaper Altels. It works. It's just a little slow, and the user interface isn't as nice as this. And when I bought this one, I got 2 years free updates. So it's constantly updating, constantly. So yeah, it's pretty good. Wow, I got a lot of stuff going on here. So this one here, I know that's from my infotainment center. What I had done was replaced the little computer for the infotainment center, which is underneath the glove box. It gives you a couple extra features on your radio, like you get GPS. You can go to the App Store, which that's a whole nother video. That's not working. Gotta call OnStar, talk to them. But anyway, there's one connector that's I think is messed up. I gotta take that out and take a look at that. That's why I'm getting this code right here. So this is done. So let's go with the some of this stuff might be old, like BCM, body control module. Yeah. So a lot of this stuff here is when my battery was going on me, so this stuff came up. So anyway, let's get to the problem here. ECM. There we go. Crankshaft position center performance. It passed and failed. Passed and failed. Camshaft circuit center. So this looks like all the same thing. So I got 2 currents. So with this, like I said, you can it's a PO340 and you got a PO341, same thing. So like on this one, I just do a code search and it takes me to Google and lets me know. So you can do the same thing. Just type in this PO code. And this is for GMs, so then you can find out what the results are for that. That's the only one I'm concerned about. So I already went and bought a camshaft position sensor. Sorry. So I'm gonna put that in today. So I'm gonna bring you along, and you can watch how I do it. Now, I'm no mechanic. I'm not a professional. I'm a DIY, so I've never replaced one of these before. So it's first time for me, maybe first time for you. Anything that you see that I could have done differently or made it easier, please leave in the comments below. But yeah, let's get this done, because I want to drive my car. You know what I mean? I'm sure you do too if you're having the same problem. So let's get to it. Okay, so don't mind the noise if I got my AC going over there, trying to cool off this hot garage a little bit. But anyway, the sensor is right here. So that's what we're gonna take out. We're gonna change out. So the actual sensor, bear with me, I'm this camera. So anyway, this is the piece right here that goes in there. So we're gonna change that little thing causing all these problems. So I'm gonna have to take this off. I may not have to take that off. I should have enough room. Just take this off. And this may be a little different than yours because I've done a few modifications to this. Not too many, just a couple. And I'm gonna take this one out, the air filter out anyway, because it needs to be cleaned. It's really bad. The whole bay needs to be cleaned, but I want to get the car running right first. Then we'll work on the cosmetics. So that's what we're gonna do. And this is my car. I'm gonna do some videos on it, just in case anybody was wondering what it looked like. Yeah. So anyway, let's get to this. I'll try and put you in a good position to see what's happening. So bear with me with the camera work. I'm kind of new to this. So yeah. Okay, so I'm just gonna start by taking this off and the tube, intake tube. This here needs to be cleaned. It's ridiculous. Look at that. Bugs in it. Yeah. Blow that out with the air compressor. You guys see all right? Yeah. Okay. All right. So what size? So that was an 8mm that I took off there. This one here looks to be maybe a 7mm. Bam! First try. All right. Disconnect this here. I did a sound tube delete, which goes all the way back into the firewall. So you may have that on there. It's going to be a little different. Disconnecting that. There we go. Just pops right off. I'll put that back in place. Stick this to the side. Alright. So, our little piece here that we need to get a better look is right here. You know, let me shine some light on that. Right there. That's it right there. So it looks like we're obviously gonna have to disconnect that, and then so it might be just loosen that nut, take that bracket off, and that's it. Could it be that easy? No. So that wiring goes into there. Alright, so I figured out how I gotta go about this. So there's 3 plugs you have to unplug. There's this one here. Alright. It's a regular GM plug. You gotta push the red tab out to unlock it, and then what I do is I stick a little pick or tiny screwdriver in to lift up the tab and then push it off. So there's one here, then there's one right here. That's the one I'm gonna replace. This one here, this locking system's just a little different, but it's the same concept. And then you got another one right here. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's right here. So you just have to unlock that. And then under here, there's a space where if you put your finger on this and run it along here, there's a bracket that comes down here. And then this here, which I thought was a wire loom, but it's not, is part of the bracket. So it goes behind this a little bit, and then it comes out right here. Hopefully you guys can see what I'm pointing at. So that's what we have to take off. So I think I'm gonna start by just disconnecting all three of those, and then there's a bolt right here. You can see that there's a bolt here. I don't believe there's a bolt up there. I don't see one. No, it looks just like you just have to disconnect that, and that's it. Okay, folks, I found out an easier way. So service data tells you to I'll show you right here. Service data tells you to unplug that bottom wire. Right here is where your sensor is. Unplug the bottom wire, which is your oil pump flow control valve connector. Alright, so you're supposed to unplug that, take these two bolts out, which is right here and right here, and pull it off, take the sensor out, change it out. So what I did was, because those connectors are super hard to get undone, right here's the other one. So that connector down there, I don't know if you can see it, right there with the blue on it, super hard to get at because this is in the way, and I don't want to take all that crap off just to get to a connector. So what I did was I just took the bolt out right here, and I took this bolt out up here, okay, and the bracket moves. You see the hole right there? That's where the sensor was. So if you take the whole bracket loose, you pull it back, you can pull the sensor out and then disconnect this. So what I did was, because these are super pain in the ass, right here's where it connects to. So I stuck a really small thin screwdriver, and I used the pick, several picks. I use this kind too, and I lifted it up through here, the connector's on top, through here, and the little tab that goes over top of this, I lifted it up so that it's off of this thing here. I don't know if that's focusing or not, if you can see that. So so that I can pull it off. And it was a little tough pulling it off, probably because it's the original. It's never been taken off before. But be very careful with this. First thing you gotta do is pull this tab back to unlock it, and then you can stick your pick and screwdriver in that hole to lift that little tab up so that it comes off of this little notch. So without unhooking everything, I think that's the easiest way. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pull this bracket back, put the sensor in there, plug this back into the sensor, and then put the two bolts back onto the bracket that's here and here, and that should be it. We'll see what happens after that. Put everything back together, start the car, and see if that check engine light comes off. Hopefully that was the problem. According to the scanner, that's what it is. So we'll see. If not, then I'll probably have to do some diagnostics with the wiring and make sure that the harness that goes to the ECM is good, and hopefully test where all that connects into the ECM. Unplug the wiring harness and then test the outlets to the ECM. Make sure that all that's working, it's getting the right voltage, and the same thing with the wires. And maybe I'll even test this sensor just to see if it was bad or not. But for right now, this is easy enough to just plug and play. Let's see what happens. I know that's kind of like throwing parts at it, but I got a pretty good feeling that that's the issue. So we'll find out. Yeah, but yeah, it was a little tricky getting these connectors unplugged. I hate these things because they're real easy to break. And, yeah, so all right, we'll put it back together and then we'll see. Yeah. Okay, moment of truth. Let's see if this worked. All right. Let's plug this back in. My gauges. Let's see how that's all working out. All right. Okay, check light engine check light is off. So yeah, it's good. So that was one problem. Hopefully we don't have any more problems with that. We'll see. I'm driving around, make sure it's all good. Gauges seem to be pretty good. Too bad. Long-term fuel trims at 0. Short-term fuel trims are pretty much even, which they were going wacky before. So we'll see. Alright. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully this helps somebody. Like I said, I'm not a professional mechanic. I just DIY. Try and work on my own stuff. And I'm learning as I go. So if there's anything you want to add to what I did, you got any easier ideas or anything at all, please leave a comment below. Alright. So we're out testing the car out from yesterday when I fixed the cam position sensor. So far everything is working out pretty good. We'll rip it around a little bit and make sure that we're good. Do a couple baby pulls and yeah, so we'll see how it goes. So just to fill everybody in on my car and the modifications that I've done. It's a 2016 Exhaust. It's pretty loud in person. I don't know about on the camera. So it's 3-inch pipe all the way back to the axle. From the axle to the exhaust, I think it's like 2.5 inch or something like that. Whatever stock pipe was. Yeah, sounds pretty good. I like it. My neighbors hate it, for sure. Left a letter in my mailbox complaining about how loud my car was at 5 o'clock in the morning. Actually not bad, it's pretty quiet in here. Baby pool. In a minute. So drivability, after I got it tuned, so I made, with the E85 at probably 50%, so E50, 500 to the wheel, with just those modifications that I've done to it. But I had it tuned before I put the LT2 manifold on. Oh, I also have the Solar Performance throttle body. It's I want to say 95 millimeter. The stock one was 87, I believe. So yeah, other than the few little issues here and there that were pretty easy to fix, I was able to fix everything myself. I haven't had to take it to a shop or anything like that. Nothing major. I do want to put a cam in it. Do the whole cam package with the change out the lifters, because the lifters that are in it are the stock lifters, which comes with the what's that, the fuel management thing. So like on the GMC trucks and the Silverados and all those V8s, so when you're cruising at highway speeds, it shuts down 4 cylinders, cylinder deactivation, whatever it is. So mine's a manual, so that's automatically turned off in the tune for the manuals. But the lifters that fail are still in here, so I can't add any boost to it. At least over 6 pounds of boost, because they'll fail. So I want to get those changed out when I do the cam, do the whole DOD delete, and cosmetics on the outside. Not too much, because I don't want to make it look goofy. I'd like to get the wing, like the ZL1 wing on the back, but kind of torn, because the one that I got that came with the car is kind of subtle and it looks nice, so I don't know if I get the one that looks like the CL1 is going to be a little overkill, and I'd like to get it in carbon fiber. Yeah, so tell me what you guys think about the sound.